Welcome to East Side Sauce, Episode 2, bringing you guys some quarantine content. I'm Jack Woods.
And I'm JB Fuston back again with episode 2.
Yep, okay, and JB and I, before the show, we had a pact. We're going to refrain from talking anything Corona related. In fact, in the corner, we're going to have the Corona counter. So anytime we say the word, you can hear a little ding and bad
Good.
things will happen.
Jack made this statement
All right,
without knowing that I was the one that edits all the videos, so thanks for that, Jack. Really
you're very
appreciate that.
welcome. All right, so
Alright.
this isn't related, but did you see Usain Bolt, what he said about social distancing?
No, what did he say? Usain
So
Bolt's such a god.
he so he tweeted out a few days ago and he was talking about like practice safe social distancing. It's a photo of him from the 2015 Rio Olympics, and he's 6 feet and he's like 10 feet in front of everyone
That's
else
kind
behind
of
him in the
foul,
100-meter
actually.
dash.
He's like the greatest. What? He's probably the fastest man of all time. Yeah, I wonder. Like, does he have a shoe deal? He's got to have a shoe deal.
But it's just a photo of him saying social distancing,
That's
happy
so
Easter, and it's him
foul.
10 feet in front of everyone else.
Imagine. Oh wow! Imagine being one of the people in that race though, and like you think it's done 5 years ago, like whatever, doesn't really matter anymore. It got lit up by Usain Bolt, and then he's like, "Nah, G, we're bringing that joint back. Here it is. You
I
got
don't
it.
even know why would you race against him anymore. You can't beat him.
You gotta be in the Olympics. You want to be in the Olympics. You want to be a real athlete. You want to get not paid. They need to
Yeah.
pay Olympic athletes, and
Oh,
that's a fact.
yeah. In sports, I know this is a little bit of old news, but JB, what's your opinion on the whole Tom Brady and
The Bucks.
the Buccaneers whole deal? What's your opinion
I
on that?
I think I've been saying it for a long time. Tom Brady's a great quarterback, but I think the players around him and the coaches make him great as well. So I think he'll still do good at with the Buccaneers, but it's just I don't think it's going to be anywhere close as what he did with Belichick. I
I
don't think
think
there's
that's
any
also
way.
part the reason like why he's going to the Bucks. I think he's trying to prove to everyone that I mean, how you just said it, how you think that he's only as good, he's only like been so great because of the other players around him. I think he's trying to prove that like he's going to go to this other team that
Sucked.
no one really
You could
talks
say it
about,
sucks.
and if he like, yeah, and I think that if he feels that if he can bring them to the playoffs, like people will, I don't know, dude. He just wants money.
Yeah, that's probably a fact to be honest with you. He's so rich. He's like what? How old is he? He's got to be 40 something. Hold up.
Mid 40s, pushing 50.
No, he's 42. He's not pushing 50. But
No,
that's old for a professional athlete.
man's trying
Definitely.
to be Brett Favre.
Yeah. Brett Favre's all-time great. All right.
Movie about him
Uh,
back in seventh grade.
Now that we're not allowed to say the word
C
the
word.
pandemic, we had to find new topics instead of talking about the virus for an entire episode. So first up, we got OnePlus 8, 8 Pro, new cell phones from OnePlus. I haven't really looked into them, but Jack said he did.
Come on,
So
JB.
what?
Come
Don't
on,
even get
JB.
on me about this, okay? I'm a very busy man, especially
Okay,
during
so
quarantine.
yeah, you're doing absolutely nothing.
Uh huh.
Here's my opinion on it. Okay, so you remember the OnePlus 7 from last year, right?
Yeah.
The one with the pop-up selfie.
Yeah. It
All
was
right,
only on the 7 Pro, right? Had the pop up.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say a few things about it, and want you to tell me if they're good or bad. First off, they got rid of the pop-up.
Bad.
At
Well, hold
it,
up. No,
so
no,
it
no.
had
But first, what did they replace it with?
punch.
Bad. All right.
Yeah,
Next thing.
they finally added wireless charging.
Good, obviously. Nothing
Good,
wrong with wireless charging.
but the only way to get the optimal like quick charge is you have to buy a $70 accessory.
Why?
Bad.
They're not
I,
Apple. Even
yeah.
we didn't really let Apple get away with that. Why are we letting them do this? How much
So
is the phone? Does that require a quick Google?
no, it's 900.
It's 900 base or for
It's
the Pro?
900. The Pro's 900. The base one is 600, 700.
That's a lot of money. Cause you're spending $1,000 to charge your phone, to get a new phone and then charge it quickly. That should be out of the box, or it should
Yeah,
be compatible
this is the
with
problem.
their
So
out of the
what
box
it does
chargers.
is it's Qi standard wireless charging at 5 watts, which is slow,
Right.
really slow. And then it has their special warp charging, which you have to have the special stand for it, which does 30-watt wireless,
Is
which
there
is crazy fast.
is there any reason other than we want money that they do the
Yeah, there's
specific
it's
warp
so
charging?
it's not it's a special charging that it's not like universal Qi charging that it does. So it's a special charging that only the phone has.
So
So
it's
like if you
proprietary
take
technology.
yeah, so like if you were to take an iPhone or a Pixel or a Samsung and put it on the fast wireless charger that they want to sell you, it would only do standard 15-20 watt Qi
Right. Qi
charging.
charging.
It wouldn't do the special fast charge.
I mean, I guess it's cool if there's no alternative, but if there is an alternative that's universal, it's kind of pointless. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if there is. So, any other big changes from the 7 and 7 Pro, other than
The
no camera?
cameras are definitely better. Um, the cameras had a huge upgrade. They're now in par with like the just below like the S20 and the Huawei P40.
That's
And then,
pretty good.
I mean, specs inside are all great. It's just a good upgrade from last year's design, except I don't know, they were saying that they had a statement that they released for the pop up. They were saying like it's a moving part in a phone. You don't really want that.
Right.
But most people who have it, like I know someone who has the 7 Pro and he's had no problems with the pop up. Like it hasn't jammed, it hasn't
Right.
he's dropped it a few times and it hasn't busted or anything.
I'd be worried about getting like sand or something in there, but like that's not really that big of a problem for most people. Most people don't, take their phones to the beach regularly, I guess. I don't know.
You're not
Maybe
you're
they
not
do.
you're not you're not throwing your phone at the beach.
Right.
Yeah, and even I know the pop up it had like a little rubber ring around it to keep water out.
Keep water out. So is it still water resistant or was it like a
They didn't the 7 they didn't give an official rating
right,
because that costs extra money and the whole like OnePlus was basically designed around bring the best from the best, but bring it down to a more reasonable price,
right.
which they kind of just threw out the window this year.
Yeah, well, it's whatever.
So this year they finally did a IP rating, um,
What is it, 67
which
or
contribute
68 or what?
68.
So that's what, like 6 feet for 30 minutes or something like that?
It's like 2 meters 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I always found the IP ratings weird because it goes like IP66 is like
That's
that's
like,
what like most wireless earbuds have, like it's sweatproof,
yeah, sweatproof, splashproof, or
rain,
whatever.
and then 67 is like 1 meter for half an hour, and then IP68 is like
Two
um
meters, half an hour, or,
two
I don't
meters
know.
half hour to an hour or something like that. So like all three of those are normally like similar.
Right.
But then if you go to IP69, if you go and like look up what it is, it's straight up like if it were to be hit for 10 consecutive minutes with like a fire hose.
Wait, what? That seems like a pretty big gap
Yeah,
from,
it
like
has
2 meters.
it has nothing to do with like being submerged. Like
Right.
it's not even like 50 meters for an hour. No,
It's
it's
just,
straight up.
yeah, we hit it with a
We need to
fire
hit it
hose.
with a hose and a sandblaster for 10 consecutive minutes and see if it
Well,
survives.
yeah, because IP stands for ingress protection, and then the
Mhm.
first number is dust and sand resistance, isn't it? So
Yeah, I think so. It's something like that. It's so weird just the jump. So I don't think like phones or tech or anything will ever really be like IP69 resistant.
right. I
Yeah,
wonder if
it's like
like what would require that rating though? Like what products would you want that? Like dive watches maybe? I don't know.
I don't think dive watches because when you're diving, it's just the pressure from under like the water pressure on top.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
I don't
see
know.
how that would be. Who
Yeah.
knows?
So IP codes 0 or the first digit, 0, no dust protection. 1, protection from solid objects. 2, fingers or similar objects. 3, tools and wires. 4, wires, screws, large ants. What the heck? 5 is dust protected, and then 6 is dust tight. And then water protection, 0, no protection. 1, drips. 2, vertically dripping water tilted at 15 degrees. 3, protection from spraying water up to 60 degrees. 4 is splashing water. 5 is water jets with some proprietary nozzle or something.
Yeah.
6 is more powerful water jets. 7 is immersion up to 3 feet. 8 is immersion beyond 3 feet. And 9K is protection from close range pressure and high temperatures.
So it's like 0 up through 8 is chill, and then you go to 9, you're stepping it like all the way up.
Yeah, I think it's like steam cleaning or something. I don't know. Is what they do.
Yeah. Who
Yes,
knows?
submarines can be certified with IP69K or whatever. So, I mean,
Ooh.
I don't know. You do you. In other news, kind of a little already passed, but Bernie Sanders dropped out of the presidential race. What do you think about that, Jack?
Here's my opinion on this. Well, first off, JB, I'll ask you, who was like your main Democratic pick
Who would I?
out of everyone when everyone was still in? Yeah.
People are gonna hate on me this, but I think I like Tulsi Gabbard the most. And I know a lot of people don't like Tulsi Gabbard the most, but I think she was doing everything different, and I kind of like that. What about you?
I kept bouncing back and forth, but like towards the end, I was more towards Bloomberg for most of it.
Yeah, he came in
Um
kind of late, didn't he?
was
And
an independent for most of it, so he wasn't on any of the ballots.
right,
But here's also the thing. Out of every single election that's ever happened besides last election, the candidate that spent the most money on their campaign has won.
Bloomberg spent like $500 million on his
I know,
campaign,
I
didn't
know.
he?
I'm gonna get to that in a second.
All right,
So every president has always been the person that spends the most money besides Hillary Clinton. Hillary spent more money than Trump but
right, but
lost.
lost.
So my thing was that Bloomberg was definitely spending way more money than everyone else. And that was another problem is that all the Democratic candidates were spending all their money trying to beat out each other, that no matter who won, they were going to be out of money by the time that the actual like campaign mattered, if that
The
makes
campaign
sense.
against Trump, the campaign to beat Trump.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
they
they're
were
all
like
leaning
burning
into.
through their entire budget trying to beat out each other so that by the time like now whoever would have been at the top like they don't have any money.
Right. Do we know that for sure? Or is that just speculation?
Oh, it is. It's for sure. Like all of them were just running through the
Spending,
entire,
yeah. So,
spending way too much money trying to beat out. So here's my thing: is that
so you're telling me that a bunch of socialists don't know how to
if
manage
Bloomberg
money?
had stayed in, if Bloomberg had stayed in, and he's a billionaire, so
Yeah,
he had
clearly.
the financial support. Look at the data, and he what became the Democratic candidate. He had, in my opinion, a higher chance of being able to beat Trump than anyone else.
Do you think Biden's
Just
gonna beat
strictly
Trump?
looking
Do you
I'm
think
gonna
he's
get to
gonna
that in
do
a
it?
second. But just based off of looking at like previous data of how like almost like buying your presidency almost in a way.
Yeah, kind of. I
Because
guess.
the data doesn't lie. Like if you spend more money than the other person, you're most
You're
likely
most
gonna
likely gonna
win.
win. But that might be a sign of changing times too, because marketing on social media is a lot cheaper than buying a TV ad. So
True.
that new technology could have something to do with it.
True. But I mean wait, when you do like are you talking like Instagram and Facebook and all
Yeah,
those
like
ads?
Instagram, Twitter. Like you can post something on Instagram for free, and if you're a presidential candidate, you'll probably get a bunch of followers. You know, just because everybody's seeing you on the debates.
Yeah. So what do you think's gonna happen now? Do you think Biden has a chance or no?
I I don't think that Biden has a shot at beating Trump. I think that the
Either.
way that Biden just doesn't look as well put together as Trump
Yeah.
does, and I think Biden's gonna get torn up in the debates. What about you?
I completely agree with you.
Do you think Bernie
I
could
think
have beaten
that
Trump?
chance.
Got you.
I
I don't
think
know,
he
man.
had more like overall support than Biden's going to have. One
Yeah.
funny thing I saw was there was a SNL Weekend Update bit, and they said that instead of having an election, they should just put the two candidates on one of the boats, if you know what I'm talking about, and whoever survives becomes the president.
That's kind of foul, not gonna lie. That's not a terrible idea.
What they're both what 70 something? Trump's 72, I
Yeah,
think,
Trump's
right?
72. Bernie was
72.
way older, but Biden, I'm not sure how old Biden is. Let me get a quick googling in.
Yeah, just throw them both on the boat, see what happens.
Donald Trump is 73. Uh, Biden is 77.
Jeez.
I mean, Bernie
But
was
here's another
78.
thing.
You're,
Keeping on that, do you think there should be a you know how there's an age minimum to run,
yeah, it's like 20,
35? Do you think
25
there
or
should be an
35.
age max? It's 35, I'm pretty sure. Do you think there should be an age max?
Uh, to be honest with you, I'm not sure if I think there should be an age minimum. I think that if a person can get elected, they're probably fit to run. I don't think that there should be an age maximum because if you're clearly falling apart, people probably won't elect you in the first place. Which I know is putting a lot of trust in the not so intelligent people that live in America. But I don't know. What do you think? Upper age limit or no?
No, maybe. Yeah, I see what you get. Like, if you see someone that's completely mentally breaking down, not thinking straight,
Yeah, he's probably
yeah.
not going to
But
get
I'm just saying,
elected.
like, imagine, all right, let's say, wait, how old did you say Biden was?
77.
77.
Yep.
So that means, let's say, theoretically, he wins. He serves his 4 terms, his 4 years.
He's
Um, so he'll be what, 83
if he
if he wins
serves
again?
if he serves 2 terms, he'll be 85
He'll be
because he's 70.
85.
No. Yeah.
Bro, imagine like an 85-year-old at like the presidential debates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus,
like
being
hooked up to
president is pretty
the
stressful.
IP.
It might not be good for him.
Yeah.
To be honest, Trump seems to be the only president that is like visually unaffected. Because you could see Bush and Obama were all getting gray hairs pretty quickly after they entered. But I guess Trump probably dyes his hair. I don't know. All right. Next topic on our list. Jack mentioned that he got banned on Twitter, and I told
Oh
him to
yeah,
save
here's
it.
a story.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure how good it's gonna be, but here it is.
Okay, so it happened about 4 months ago. Um, so I originally made a Twitter account back in 2017, and back then I wasn't of age to legally make one through their like terms and conditions.
What do you have
So
to be like
I
10
did
years
what
old or what?
13,
13. I made one
13.
before I was 13. I'm not gonna cap.
I did what any respectable young person would did. I said I was born August 20th, 1875.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, but I mean, just to be safe, it's fine. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm immortal. So I kept it like that. I didn't care about it, whatever. And then a few months ago, I went through it and I saw that it had my birthday on like my profile page,
Right?
that I was born in 18
1817.
whatever I chose. So it was like, okay, fine, I'll change it now, whatever. So I changed it to 2004.
Right.
Um, and then I put my phone down and like I try to go back in and my account, it doesn't let me open the app. So I'm like, okay, I probably just don't have any internet. So I turn off my Wi-Fi, go back in, still doesn't let me open the app. So I'm like, okay. So I go on my computer, I try to log in, and it doesn't let me go. It says there's a problem with your account. So my first thought is someone hacked my account.
They're
So
probably
then I
tweeting about
wait.
something by now.
So then I wait, and then I get an email from them, and it says, due to the fact that when you were underage to make your account, we have like you didn't agree to the terms and services. we have to suspend your account.
They can do
And
that.
unless you can have, yeah. So even though I was um,
You were over the age.
over 13, it saw that when I made the account back in 2017, I wasn't.
That's kind of
And
impressive, to
they
be honest
emailed
with
me
you.
saying that they emailed me saying that I had 24 hours to prove that I was over 13 when I made the account, or else they were going to delete it.
Which you
So
couldn't do because you weren't.
then I got to thinking. I would say I was extremely glad I took Photoshop in seventh grade.
There's no shot.
So took my passport, scanned it, and then I took out my birth date. And they said that they just needed an ID. They just need me to send in an identification saying that I was
Over 13 in 2017.
over 13. Yeah, so they said that I need to be like over 16 as of when this happened. So I'm like, okay, cool. I just got to say I was born 1 year earlier. So I grabbed my passport. I just went in Photoshop and just changed the '04 to an '03. Took a photo of it, sent it in. 3 minutes later, my account's back up.
It may or may not be illegal, but it's not that big of a deal. Didn't you have to do a little Photoshop to get into homecoming this year with your
Uh,
prisoner of war ID?
yeah, because I lost my school ID that they issue us every year. So me and Ryan just decided to look up ID online and just print out a normal one. And at first, we were like trying to make a super authentic one.
You were
So
gonna
we went through and
make
put
a
it all
paper
in.
fake
And
ID.
then, yeah, but we were going to laminate it.
Oh,
Okay.
my bad.
It's laminated. See if you spill food on it, it just wipes off. So, but then when we printed it out, we forgot to change the size so it comes like a normal ID is what, like 3 by
Like
2 or
maybe
something
three
like
by
that.
two. What did it come out 8.5 by
This thing
11?
comes, yep. So we're like, okay, well, whatever. So we make a separate second one, and then on further inspection, we see that in the corner it was a military ID, and in like the bottom right corner, it had like achievements, and it said like POW 1945, purple medal, purple heart
Purple heart.
winner, and I'm like, they're not gonna check. So we make two of them, and we get in.
Did they didn't even say anything or what? Like did they just all right,
There were
whatever, this
too
kid's
many
probably a
kids. You straight up
POW.
just like flashed it in front of them, put it back down, just walked away.
You have a real military ID too, don't you? Like that's the sad
Okay, I
thing
didn't want
here.
to bring it with me. Dude, I fell in the water, remember? I could have
Oh
lost it. I
yeah.
wasn't going to bring it with me.
Jack thought it was a good idea to take a quick pregame swim before homecoming and lose his
I
phone and
still
then
don't.
hop back in. We're gonna push you in next year,
To
so
this day,
be prepared.
I still do not remember how I fell in. I
You
do
were being
not.
an idiot at first. You were like hanging out over the edge and having people hold on to like one finger or
No, but
whatever.
but then when I actually fell in, I wasn't even like trying to
Yeah, I
anything. We
know.
were trying to like all line up for a photo, and I guess I just took like one step too far back, and then I fell in.
I still have the photos.
I
That
don't
thing
remember.
was great.
I don't remember any of it
That was
because I
that whole
and
night
then
was
I hit
awesome.
my chin because I busted my lip open.
But
And then I remember checking trying to find my phone. It wasn't in my pocket. And I had to go back down and find it.
didn't somebody call it or something? Did you pull it up
I
and you're
think
like,
you
"Yo, I
called
got
it.
a missed call from JB."
Yeah.
Why did you have an extra
Uh,
outfit that night though? Was this all staged? Did you plan to jump in
so
the water?
I had well, for some reason Ryan had the exact same outfit as me, so I didn't want to wear that. So I brought a different shirt,
Can't be
but the
good.
shirt was too small. Um, the overshirt was too small, so I thought, whatever. If I sweat through it or something, I'll just bring another one with me.
Right.
And then I had a different pair of pants with me too.
You come prepared for this. How many times have you done
Yeah,
this, Jack? I cannot lie to you. I'm pretty sure that you look better after you changed.
yeah.
You know,
Dude,
whatever.
everything played out so perfectly. It it was destiny. It was written in the stars.
Yeah, like I said, we're
It's
pushing you
now
in
got to
next
be
year.
no. I'll jump in next year freely. It's got to be tradition.
It's got to be a tradition.
Yeah,
I can
every
kind of
year,
respect that.
every year.
Yeah, for
Too bad. I
sure.
would have done it for spring fling, but they canceled that.
You were gonna go to spring fling.
Well, I mean, if I had an excuse to jump in the water, maybe.
Oh, bar. That's a. I mean, everybody said spring fling sucks, but hopping in the water, not bad.
Exactly. And then what? We went to Brennan's pool and jumped in afterwards.
Yeah. Pretty sure I sent it fully clothed except for my dad's leather shoes that I had to borrow. That was a
Respect,
cold
respect.
ass pool. I will not lie to you. Uh, yeah. No recreational boating in Maryland too, which kind of disappointed about.
It especially disappoints me, sailor at
Yeah,
heart.
Saley boy
They
over
canceled
here.
my season.
Cancel the sailing season. How's he supposed to get a three-sport jacket now?
Exactly.
Fall
Such a shame.
fall sailing, badminton, and spring sailing. That's how we do it.
I made it to the semi-finals for badminton. I don't even want to hear you say anything.
Okay, my
Okay.
partner dipped out on me, and I had to replace him with
Mm-hmm.
another partner, who, no offense to him, he's a legend, but uh, happens to suck at badminton. So I'm pretty sure we end up first round, and we lost to the champions. So actually, I think we're
Yeah.
better than you. That was just something to do
Yes.
during lunch, though.
Yeah. So the recreational boating thing, I kind of see it. I'm gonna try to not say the word. But I mean, you're at least 6 feet apart when you're on the water, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe the goal is to prevent people from taking their friends out, but like,
I think as of now, the whole thing that they're trying to do is just to keep people inside.
yeah, yeah, because they're closing down. They're
Because
taking
Jay,
away reasons
before
to go
before
out.
recording, yeah, before recording, JB and I were talking about like what difference it would have made if like a few weeks ago they put in effect like a full 3 week long, fully military enforced quarantine. Like what effect that would have had
I
at
think
slowing this
that
whole thing
a
down.
problem with your theory. Your theory was to tell people, give them 24 hours to go get 2 weeks of
The
supplies.
supplies you need 2 weeks of supplies, and then have like a fully enforced quarantine for 2 to 3 weeks.
Well, the first thing is, I think that would create a bunch of panics and riots, and that's not what you want, because people would definitely start stockpiling more than 2 weeks of food. Plus, for the average American, it's probably challenging to know how much food you're going to eat in 2 weeks. And
Yeah,
finally, what are you going to do if people run out of food? Are you literally going to let them starve in their homes? Like, I
I
mean,
mean,
I don't know.
I don't want to sound like a tyrant for anything, but like, would it be actually? I'm not going to say that just in case. Just going to stop that thought right there.
Your FBI agent's always watching, Jack. What were you going to say?
I'll tell you later. Um,
All right, probably
off the
smart.
record. Yeah. So, hey, JB, what are we doing? Did you just almost talk about the C word, dude? We got to stray away. Only happy content
All
here on
right,
the East
happy
Side
content.
Softs.
Minecraft's got
Happy content.
RTX. That's happy. Minecraft greatest
No
game
idea
of
what
all
that
time.
is. Explain it to me.
So Nvidia makes graphics cards for computers, which is like it's big brain time for computers.
All right.
Renders graphics better
Cool.
than a normal CPU. And on their 20 series of graphics card, there's a technology called ray tracing. Not entirely sure how it works, but it makes light look more realistic. And
Yeah.
Minecraft being the greatest game of all time,
Yeah.
paralleled only by Angry Birds and Doodle Jump. Finally got RTX. Beta's releasing soon, so might have to drop a couple $100 on a graphics card to play some RTX Minecraft. Not a bad idea for the quarantine. Uh,
Respectable.
yeah, for sure. I don't know if there's much other happy news that we can talk about, Jack. Um,
Yep. Crazy times we're living in. World's gonna end in a few weeks.
yeah,
That's dude. That's May. That's what May's whole thing is. There's gonna be an asteroid. Then June,
asteroid
dinosaurs
would
come back.
asteroid would not be very bad at
Wait,
this
did I
point.
tell you about those? Have you seen the memes yet about like the? It was
Use your words.
in Venice. Dolphins are finally coming back, and then it says in a different part of the world, some other thing comes back.
Yeah.
I saw one yesterday. It was like dolphins are back in Venice, and it's like meanwhile in Malaysia, and it's Malaysia Flight 370.
Oh, okay. That's kind of foul, Jack. I saw one where it was like Venice Dolphins are coming back, and then meanwhile in my room it's just a bunch of Nerf darts just chilling on top of their bed. I swear to God, dude, those things, one, are probably more expensive than real bullets, and two, like they're not even reusable at this point. They're going under your couch and then they
But
disappear.
dude, you can make them dangerous. Like I remember back in the day, I would put like thumbtacks in front of them, shoot
So
them at people.
Jack is what is known as a psychopath. Who did you shoot them at?
Dude, me and the boys, like
Oh
back in
God.
fifth grade, second grade, like we would have insane Nerf battles.
I always remember I was in the third grade and I tried to mod one of my Nerf guns. And third grade JB Houston was not as technically smart as ninth grade JB Houston, which still isn't pretty technically
Only
smart,
only
but
by a small amount
yeah,
though,
very
right?
small margin. Kind of never worked the same ever again. Got a little sad about that one.
I remember we would one of my friends he tried to put a CO2 canister in it, but I don't this was back in first grade, so we didn't really know how compressed air worked. So the man just straight up duct taped a CO2 canister to it and said, it's gonna shoot so much
It's
faster
gonna shoot
now.
so much faster. I mean,
It's like,
that's pretty much how
you
we
know
built our
how
sea perch. So
Our bad on that one, Chief. OBS decided to stop, so there's going to be a weird gap at around the 31-minute mark. We were just getting into the topic of our underwater boxes with motors. Jack was speaking, and the computer was like, nah, you're good. So please repeat, por favor, Jack.
yeah, I'm just saying that I was mad last year how we didn't win design because everyone, all the other ones there were just basic boxes. But you know, us being the mechanical engineers that we are,
Engineer.
engineer,
Do you clearly remember
we did
how we, oh, go ahead.
I'm talking about like the rotating axle,
Yep.
and it didn't win. I don't know why. That was amazing. It worked at least 2 out of 10 times.
What we tried to do was we put the two side motors, which are usually stationary. We made them kind of work like like an Osprey, like helicopter hybrid
Yeah,
thing, where the motors would
yeah.
rotate and then it'd be upward and horizontal at the same time. So basically, our first plan was to just use like one gear, one plastic gear or whatever, and they were like, "Nah, that doesn't work
This
quick
was,
enough."
but this
So
was before we learned knew about gear ratios.
yeah, and then our second one was like, all right, what if we reduce it a little bit more? And then that didn't work. So we basically
We
just
ended,
kept throwing more and more gears on there until it spun freely enough.
I'm pretty sure we used all the same like exact gear, so there was never like any mechanical advantage whatsoever throughout the entire thing.
I think that no, because we weren't that stupid. We definitely reduced the gear ratio at some point, but I think we reduced it too
So
much to the point where the motors would spin the shaft, and then it would kind of just go in vertical circles for a bit.
yeah,
I clearly remember
who knows?
frantically electrically taping a bunch of stuff together to make it sit still, though, so not a big deal.
Yep. And just to add, we did not steal this design from anyone. It was 100% original.
It was original, okay? The people who did it
Uh huh.
before us
They
do not need to be named, and
won.
therefore they do not exist.
Except that they won like nationals, but that's a story for a different day.
For when we don't have any more ideas. Oh well, I mean, not that big of a deal. They just did it better than we did, as our teacher liked to constantly remind us after it didn't work.
Yep.
I, I still remember that
Gee,
they
bro.
had to. Go ahead.
Um, I'm just the world's falling apart.
Yeah, why is it falling apart, Jack?
Want to know actually why? I don't know if I could say that.
I don't think you can say that. Why is that, Jack?
I don't think I should say it.
Don't say it.
I won't say it then.
All
But
right.
like,
The more that you say it, the more editing I have to do. And,
yeah, the world really is just falling apart around now.
we got a virus, we got storms. Kobe died in February or January. That's like,
Uh, Australia was on
yeah,
fire.
Australia was
Remember when
on
everyone said
fire.
2020 was going to be lit?
I mean, Australia got pretty lit for a couple months. My bad, boys.
only, only May will tell. Only May will tell.
I am kind of nervous for May. I'm not sure if I want
What
that
do
to
you
happen.
mean? You'll finally get to meet an alien.
True. That would be, I feel like aliens would be kind of tough. On a side
No,
note, not a good time to watch horror zombie movies. So just some advice: don't do that.
I mean,
Not,
dude, I need to, dude, me and like the three other people that are still watching The Walking Dead need to know how it ends,
I
okay?
don't understand why the zombies walk so slowly. How is there even still so many zombies there? Like they're all slow. They're not eating anything, so they should have all died.
Huh?
Hmm? Exactly.
Top 10 things science can't explain.
Top 10 things science can't explain. All right, so I think we're gonna end it there. Conversation's kind of dying. Obviously, because of the virus, it's a slow week in news, and we're not doing anything. So definitely leave us suggestions in the comments for stuff we want to talk about, and follow the Twitter and Instagram at Eastside Sauce. Um, let us know what you want to see there too. We're thinking about adding
Uh,
some more segments in the future about topics we want to consistently hit. So let us know if you like that idea too.
just let us know anything that you guys want to see. We're open to ideas, and we're gonna try to in a few weeks get some video going, some face to face. Me and JB in the same room,
Yeah,
talking
hopefully.
about stuff. Maybe have a few of you guys on different interviews with some people. We have some plans for some important people that we might have on the show to interview. And
Big
yeah,
things
just
coming.
leave us suggestions with what you want to see.
Also, let us know if you'd rather have a longer episode once a week, or if you'd rather have shorter episodes more frequently. That would definitely help us out.
We're totally open to suggestions on what you guys want the show to look like.
All right, we're gonna end it there. Thank you guys for
All right.
watching. Please like and share with your friends. We'll see you guys next week.